If you are thinking about making a move to anywhere in Southern California, this video is going to help you narrow down your search. We're going to talk about today what I call window shopping. This is something we do with all of our clients to take this big search and move it down. Now, most people do it absolutely backwards, which I'm going to talk about. Now, if you're new to the channel, my name is Christian Stubbs. I'm a team leader, owner of Onyx Homes, and we're a real estate sales team that has helped over 800 or so people move all over Southern California just in the last handful of years. This is a strategy that we use in order to make your search easier. So if you're in research phase, this is for you. So let's go ahead and dive in. So first, I'm going to talk about the big mistake that most people make, and then I'm going to talk how we fix that with our clients, and you can use the same strategies as well. So most people will go to online, they're going to be searching, and they're going to start their search for exactly what they want. I'm going to use an example that we hear all the time, which is somebody that's wanting to start their search in Irvine. So I'm going to go over to our website, and I'm just going to go to type in Irvine. I'm going to go to the city of, and we're going to start our search here. Now, what most people will do is they'll start bracketing down via what they think is their price point. So let's say I think my average price point, or what my budget is $1.5 million, let's just say. So I'm going to probably go, I don't want to see anything less than one. Maybe I want to see 1.3, and then I don't want to see anything more than 1.5. Okay. So I'm gonna do that. Now I have to have 4 bedrooms, so I don't want to see anything above that, and I really don't want anything more than 4 bedrooms. So I'm just gonna use the exact match of 4 bedrooms. Definitely want to make sure we have 3 bathrooms, and we only want single family homes. So let's go ahead, and we only want houses that are over, let's say 2,500 square feet, and we want newer construction. So we're gonna have them built in, let's say, before, or rather the minimum age, like 1990, let's just say. So this is how most people, and it has to be at least a 2-car garage. All right, so I'm gonna narrow my search down, and I've got 2 properties. And most people are like, oh, there's nothing I wanna see, I'm out. I'm just gonna wait for something to pop up. This is how most people go through, is they will set up their entire search criteria of exactly what they want, they think they want, and they're gonna end up looking for a needle in a haystack. So what we want to do is, instead of starting just looking for the needle, let's just look at the haystack. Let's zoom out and look at the whole thing. So instead of saying I want Irvine, here's what I actually recommend doing, especially if you're looking for, I just use Irvine as one. It's the middle of California, it's the middle of Orange County, and it's really popular. This is what a lot of people do. So I'm going to go ahead and literally draw. I'm going to go ahead and let's just draw all of maybe this general area here. And what we're looking for is, you're not buying this this is not the house you're buying. What we are looking for here is we are trying to narrow down the things you do not like. So I don't want to look for just 4 bedrooms. If you could live with a 3-bedroom and a loft, let's go ahead and narrow this thing out. 3 bedrooms, let's maybe go, bathrooms rather, let's knock that down to 2. And you don't really know for sure that, like, why do we not like 1990? Like, what if it was 1989? You're not going to buy the house? Let's just get rid of this. So let's open this search up, is what we're doing. In 2,500 square feet, maybe, but let's go ahead and just say 2,000. Like, if you want to go way below what you're actually thinking. Now, and let's open up our price point. So 1.5, first of all, where in the world did that come from? Most people kind of guess, and they don't really know. So one giant piece of advice you can do is you can come over here, and if you don't want to run your credit, you shouldn't. But you can come over here and you can click this Get Approved tab. And what will happen is you can do this without running your credit through a soft credit pull. If you want to do that, fill out this information. We'll get you connected with the lender that does soft credit pulls, so you get a really good idea of what you can qualify for without having to run your credit and without having to go through a bunch of hoops. So as you can see, we went from 2 properties in just Orange County, or rather just in Irvine, to 80 properties all over the place. We haven't even opened up the budget yet. Now, maybe you need to open this up to $1.6 million. This is why talking to a lender is important, because maybe the house listed $1.6 million is overpriced. We don't know. This is what working with a professional like us really helps you dial in. But anyway, this is going to allow you to do that. So now, as you can see, we went from 2 properties to 116. What we're looking to do here is we are looking to not find the perfect house, because remember, you already said you were in research phase. We are looking to narrow down the things you do not like. So my advice is to go out and shop for properties. And when I say shop, like window shop. When you go to South Coast Plaza, when you go to Fashion Island, you don't necessarily go and buy everything you look at. You'll maybe look at the watches or the dresses or the whatever through the windows. Maybe you go look at them, maybe you try them on, but you're not committed to buying anything. Same thing with houses. I think so many people feel the obligation that if they see a real estate agent at a house, they're going to feel obligated to buy. That's not how we work at all with our company. We even offer free touring services, as you can see right here. If you want to learn about it, you can click it on our website. So my advice is let's pick 5 or 6 houses and let's just go see them on Saturday and maybe another 5 or 6 and see them on Sunday. And our goal, again, you're not buying anything anyway. Our goal is to figure out that, hey, you know what? I actually hate 2-story homes. Or you know what? Shoot, 2,000 square feet is way too small. And we want to do this not by thinking. We want to find out that this size house is too small. This age house is too old. This area we hate. Maybe, for example, you want to be in Irvine and you go look at this house out in Rancho Santa Margarita, out in Wagon Wheel, I believe this is. And you're like, man, I love everything about this house, but it's just too darn far away. So then you might just say, cool, let's take RSM out of the search. Let's take this far away out of the search. That is the best possible way to narrow down your search. This is what we talk about in the home buyer negotiation blueprint. This is what we do with all of our clients. Now, if you are wondering, I made this originally and it was 126 pages. As you can see, this is not 126 pages. I put this thing down absolutely as simple as possible. You can see window shopping we talk about right here. Now, if you want this download, there's a link in the description. If you fill it out, we'll send it over to you. If you want to book a strategy session with our team, you can do it on the next page. I highly recommend it because we can take this search for you might take a few months to narrow it down. We can probably do that in a few weeks or even a few days. So this is the idea, is you want to come in here and say, okay, I do absolutely need a 4th bedroom. I'm okay with 2 bedrooms. That part's fine. But I want to come in here and I don't really like these older houses and I need something a little bit bigger. But I saw a few houses that were like 2,300 square feet that were quite nice. So instead of that, maybe we do say, okay, we just don't want old houses. So let's say we didn't like anything that was older than 1970s, let's say, right? So let's go ahead and apply that. So instead of just searching in Irvine, maybe now we realize, okay, so we do like Irvine. Let's go ahead and plug that in. City of Irvine, but we also found that we like Laguna Hills. You also found out you like Mission Viejo. You also found out you like Tustin, and you were really surprised about liking Tustin. So what you can see is you start adding in these different things, and then you got pre-qualified, and you found out that 1.5 really is the right number. So maybe we're just going to look at 155. Oops. Because I always recommend buffering it a little bit just in case there's room for negotiation, but not too much. What I would normally do for my clients, for example, is if your budget was 1.5, I would set you up on a search for 1.5, 2.5 maybe, just so we don't miss anything. But I would actually set your search up for me up to 1.6 so that if I saw a house that was listed at 1.6, it was overpriced, we would go see that still. So now, as you can see, there's 15 properties that are on this particular search, and this is what's going to allow us to have the search narrowed down. When you do it the opposite way, there's one massive problem that happens, is you start only looking in this particular neighborhood in Irvine, and then when you get close to your timeline and you need to expand the search, now you're looking at 10 times more houses and you're not educated on those other areas. And that's when a lot of times people make a mistake when they feel like they rushed their home search. Well, it's because they were looking through a pinhole for the entire beginning of the home search and at the very end expanded the search. So this is why we want to cast a really wide net, and we want to narrow it down over time by looking at property in person, not on pictures online, in person, so that we can narrow this thing down. And we do this with our clients through what we call window shopping, which is where we walk through this entire thing. If you want to do this, this is step 2 in our home buying mini series. Link is in the description down below as well too. And if you want to learn about free touring, go to our website, hover over buyers, go to our free touring. There's no cost, no obligation for us to go out and show you property. All we're looking to do is make your life a little bit easier and add some value to you along the way, as we do in any of these videos. So if you like this video, make sure you do subscribe to the channel. And this next video is going to talk more in detail about what we actually do with our clients in window shopping.